same bitch, Emily. Okay, girl, child boo. So tell me why, when in the really beginning, when we really first met Emily, we didn't really know too much about her fucking old life yet. Like, we didn't even know about her new life, okay? We didn't know shit about her. Me and A. No, see, this is the shit. See, this is the thing. And for some reason, everybody likes me. For some reason, everybody likes me. For some reason, like, even if I'm an asshole, people still like me. I was sleeping. This girl knocked on my door. Like, I wasn't even her friend yet. I wasn't even friends with Emily yet. Like, I knew of her, and I may have talked to her a few times. But she knocked on my door, and she was like, oh, I don't feel too good. Will you come with me to the hospital? And keep in mind, I've never been to Boston, like, living. Like, I've been to Boston to visit. But when you're visiting a place, you don't fucking keep details on where the fuck shit is. It was my first week of college, and this girl was asking me to go with her to the hospital. And I didn't even know where the fuck the hospital is. So I was like, no, go away. Like, I was sleeping, like, and she was still asking me, you know, she's like, please, please. And I was like, no. I was like, go away from me, please. I'm trying to sleep. I called A, and I was just like, yo, Emily needs to go to the hospital. We go with her? And she was just like, yeah, I'll go. And then Emily was like, I don't want to go if it's just her. And I'm like, bitch, it's the hospital. If you gotta go to the hospital, don't be playing no fucking games. Like, I straight up blacked out on her, because I'm just like, I'm half asleep. And she's talking about something, oh, I don't want to go with her. Bitch, it's the hospital. You want one guide or none? You want a bitch to go with you or no one to go with you? Because that's what the fucking came down to. But after I yelled at her, I actually hung up on A, and I yelled at her, and then A came upstairs and was like, let's all go. And I was like, okay, I guess. I ended up putting on my fucking shoes in my pajamas, and I went outside into the hot ass sun with this bitch to go and take her to the hospital. And yo, I'm telling you, this is the craziest thing. Keep in mind, this is my first year in college. I'm 17 years old. And I'm walking down the I'm walking down the main road. Like, this road goes into a highway. I'm walking down this main road to get to a hospital where we don't even know where the fuck it's at. We got on the train. We asked the train driver where the hospital was, and she told us it's at this certain stop. Well, we get off and we expect the hospital to just be there, and it's not. So we're just looking around like, where the fuck's the hospital at? So we start walking around. This bitch, Emily, is looking extra fucking sick, like, out of nowhere. Like, when she first came to my room, I'm sick. And then she wanted to fight with me and shit. And then that's when she got kind of brolic. And then all of a sudden, like, she looking like Dawn of the Dead type shit. Like, this bitch looking like a fucking zombie and shit. She's pale as fuck, walking down the street mad slow. And A is over here helping her along. And I'm just like, okay, y'all are fucking so extra right now. Like, we need to get to the hospital ASAP because this bitch is scaring me. So I flagged down the truck, and I'm like, sir, do you know where the hospital is? And he's just like, oh, it's up the road. And then he looks at these two bitches next to me, and he's just like, y'all niggas need a ride. So he ends up giving us a ride, and I didn't want to sit next to the dude because he had a truck, keep in mind. So and this bitch was mad too. Tell me why Emily, because it's too, like, A wasn't nearly as big as me. I'll give her that. But she wasn't small potatoes. You feel me? Like, I'll say that she's a size 16, and we'll leave it at that. And so anyways, so Emily goes in the bed of the truck, and I'm just like, all right. So I open up the door of the truck and make A think I'm getting in, but I really open the door to go, all right then, bitch, go ahead of me. I got the door, ho. So that shit, and this bitch gave me a look like, motherfucker, because she don't want to sit next to the truck driving either. Even though he's a good Samaritan, even though this motherfucker was like, you know what, I see these hoes looking raggedy as fuck, walking aimlessly and shit looking for a hospital, I might as well give him a ride. She still didn't want to sit next to his ass, and me neither, because he looked scary. But anyways, so she's sitting there, and this bitch trying not to have her thighs touch his thigh. So every time we hit a curve, this bitch is on my side extra hard, and I'm just dead. Like, I'm laughing to myself. And this guy's trying to make conversation like, is she okay? Keep in mind, the bitch that's sick is in the bed of the truck, sitting there like, the most raggedy ass. Yo, I had such a raggedy ass college experience. I'm playing. I had such a good college experience, but that shit was just so funny. And then we finally got to the hospital, right? And we're in the hospital waiting room for dumb long. I was there for like 2 hours. I don't even think I was there for 2 hours. I think I was there for like 45 minutes, and then I walked my ass home because I found out how to get back to the, like, we ended up going in a big ass circle. Like, we ended up going the long way when we could have went the short way. Pretty much the hospital wasn't even that far. We found out after we got dropped off there because we went the wrong fucking way. And when we were waiting for her, I got annoyed because I hadn't showered yet, and I felt like I did mad stuff, and I was just like, oh, like, I'm smelling kind of ripe. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go home and take a shower, but I'll come back. And I knew I wasn't coming back, so so I left. And then I got a phone call while I was in the tub, and A was telling me some shit like, "Do you know that this bitch brought us to the hospital because she sucked a big black dick and that shit hurt her throat?" I was fucking screaming. This bitch A stayed with her ass for probably 5 hours, like while she was in the waiting room, because this bitch didn't have no insurance or some shit. I don't know what the fuck went down, but they were there. They were in the waiting room for like 5 hours, and then when A found out that this bitch only had to go to the hospital because she was sucking on big ass dicks and ruining her fucking throat, this bitch was so mad. Like she was like, "Bitch, I thought you were sick." She was, girl. She was. She really was. I just think that's so funny. She tried to lie too. Tried to act like what did she say? She said something else. Like she said something totally different. She said that she was eating some nachos or something and a chip scratched her throat or some shit. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like I had a chip scratch me before, so I was like, you know what, that could totally be true. But at this point in time, bitch, we know now. But like, isn't that crazy? That bitch, like dead ass though, dead ass. If I sucked a dick and caught an injury in my throat, I wouldn't even. I wouldn't tell her. I wouldn't tell a fucking soul. I really wouldn't tell a fucking soul because it'd be a video like this somewhere. Somebody laughing at my ass.